Hey yogis, non-yogis and potentially soon to be yogis, hope you're doing okay. It's Catherine here at Meta Mind Muse. So today's yoga class is day 10 of our 10-day weight loss yoga series. So it's the last one and we want to try and make it a good one. So this one is beginner friendly. So it's no minimal cue this time. Let me know how that works for you, which one you prefer. And it's for strong toned butt, belly and arms. So pretty much your problem areas. Now, I know that yoga isn't all about how you look, and in fact it takes you away from that a little bit. But at the same time, you know, summer's coming up and we generally wear less clothing and we are human at the end of the day. We do still live on this earth and therefore we like to look and feel good and be able to be active and, you know, not tired and worn out on walks and activities on holidays and vacations and stuff like that. So let's get a strong toned butt, belly and arms. So we're going to be working on the problem areas, so the glutes, the abs, and also especially the triceps, but the whole of the arms as well. So, you know, those bingo wings us ladies after a certain age tend to get. Yeah, you know the ones. So let's see if we can tackle that. So what I'd like you to do is to come into a standing position, whatever is comfortable for you, maybe hip width apart with your feet. And then let's take an inhale, raise your arms up overhead, maybe look up towards the hands and stretch through the body. And then exhale to bring your hands back down. And again, inhale, raise the arms up, stretch on an inhale, exhale, bring them down. Inhale, raise them up. Stretch through the body, create some space, nice stretched toned torso. And exhale, bring your arms back down. And again, one more time, inhale up. Stretch it out. And exhale to release back down. Lovely. Okay, bring a little bit of free movement into the arms, maybe swing them side to side. Allow them to become heavy, allow the muscles to relax without forcing anything. Maybe even move them back and forth here. Bring a bit of free movement in. And then from there, we're going to do some more arm movements. So I'd like you to bring your arms out to the sides at about shoulder height with your palms face down. So with this position, I'd like you to think about maybe drawing your shoulder blades together at the back a little bit. So rather than, you know, your arms coming forwards like this and hunching up in your shoulders, bring them back. And then from there, we're going to start to push the air down with our hands. So maybe you take an exhale as you do. Or maybe you just breathe naturally. So you are drawing those shoulder blades together. You've got a nice open chest here, long spine. Check in with your pelvis and your legs, have some engagement there and push that air down. Keep your arms relatively straight, hands and fingers together and straight, pushing the air down. Okay, and then release. Allow the arms to become heavy. Allow your breathing to return to normal. Nice long cleansing inhales. Steady exhales allows the muscles to relax. Okay, and then we'll do it again, but in a different direction. So arms out to the sides at shoulder height with your palms face up this time. Again, check in with your shoulders and your arm positioning. Pull those shoulder blades towards one another at the back. And then let's start to push the air up with the hands. So check in with the position of your arms. Have your hands directly pointing upwards. Nice straight arms, engaging all of the muscles here. Pushing up with the hands. Maybe you have a little bit of a pulse, if that feels okay, in the shoulders and the arms themselves. If not, just go with whatever feels right. You're still getting a good exercise. A little bit more. You can do it. And release. Woo, yes. Allow the arms to become heavy. Take a moment for yourself. Check in with the breathing. How does it feel? How does it sound? How does it smell, taste? How would it look if you could see the breath? So using all 5 senses. And then from there, I'd like you to once again bring your arms out to the side. So at shoulder height, but this time with your palms facing forward. And yep, you've guessed it, we're going to start to push the air forward with the hands. So again, you're bringing your shoulder blades together at the back, and then you're pushing forwards. So you've got some active engagement here, under the armpits, you know, that sort of bra fat part. So maybe you use your exhale to help with that movement, or maybe it's just natural breathing. And don't forget to breathe, very important. Oh, you're doing great, by the way. One more, and go. Yeah, let it go, release. Allow the breathing to return to normal. Get rid of any tension in the arms and the shoulders by allowing them to relax. And I should also say, throughout the video, only do as much as is comfortable for you. So tapping into the intuition and how your body feels, to see what's right for you on any given day, because sometimes those arm exercises, you know, I'm not feeling for. I've had a really rough day, I've done loads of work, I can't do it. So, you know, you do you. Don't worry too much about what I'm doing. Take a rest between the movements, come back to it later. Okay, but now we're going to do it again. So bring the arms out to the side. But this time we're going to turn the palms to face the back of the room. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, you're pushing back. Maybe you've got a passive inhale. So a little bit of an inhale and then, or whatever feels natural. So you're really squeezing the shoulder blades together at the back here now. Check in with the hands. Are they directly pointing backwards? How does that feel? Check in with the position of your arms. Is it at shoulder height? And then when you're ready, release. Oh, you've done fantastic, by the way. If you're not used to arm exercises for extended periods, then you know you're gonna be feeling that. No matter how long you've been doing yoga for, you're gonna feel that anyway. So you've done great. You'll probably feel it tomorrow. Okay, so now from here we're going to do some tricep specific exercises, and I call these ones tricep skis. I don't know, I just made it up. I don't think it's specifically a yoga pose, but do let me know if anybody knows the name of this one. But what we're basically doing is mimicking skiing. So I'd like you to imagine that you're grabbing hold of 2 skis here with the hands. So clench the fists, thumbs on top, and bring your elbows close into the sides. So keep them nice and close throughout the practice. We're going to take an inhale, and then on your next exhale, you're going to bring your arms back behind you. So you're engaging the backs of the arms, the whole of the upper arm and then the lower arm, to lift up a little bit as you squeeze your shoulder blades together at the back. Inhale to bring them back in front, bend the elbows, and then exhale to extend. Inhale up, elbows close into the body, shoulder blades squeezing together. Exhale to bring them back. A little bit of a pulse, a bit of a lift. Can you feel it in the backs of your arms? Yes, you can. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Now check in with your neck. Check that you're not clenching in the neck. Maybe you look slightly down. Two more. Doing brilliant. And release. So same applies. Invite some free movement in here. Allow the arms to become heavy. Allow your breathing to return to normal. And just generally take a load off for a moment. Okay. And then from there, we are going to do chair pose. So this is a little bit of a squat. So don't let that name put you off if you are a beginner, but you know, go easy on yourself, listen to your own body. But I am going to show you the correct way to get into a squat, basically, so that you're not putting the excuse me, pressure on your knees. The idea is to put all of your weight into your legs and your glutes. So I'd like you to, I'm just turning around so that you can see me. Maybe you bring your feet hip width apart, or you can bring them together. Most comfortable for you. If you have your feet together, then you've got a little bit of active engagement in the outer hips as well, which is nice. So what I'd like you to do is to take an inhale, bring your hands together at the heart, and then from there we're going to sit back in an imaginary chair. So I'd like you to, on your next exhale, bend at your knees as you hinge back at the hips. So you're bringing your buttocks backwards and you're placing all of the weight into your legs and your glutes, your bum. At the same time, engage your core, draw your belly in towards your spine and lengthen through the back as well. So nice long spine, you're not hunched over, you're not rounding in the back. Nice long back, gaze is forwards. And then I'd like you to just look down just for a moment and check in with your toes. Can you see your toes beyond your knees? If your knees go forward, you've gone too far and you need to put the weight into the back end instead of the knees. So if that is the case, ease off the stretch, come up a bit. Maybe your squat is all the way up here, or maybe it's down here a bit more. So do whatever feels comfortable to you. We're going to take an inhale, raise all the way back up, and then exhale to squat back down just for a moment. Inhale up, exhale to squat down. Look down at the feet. Can you see your toes? If not, put the weight into your glutes. Really engage your buttocks, and maybe even lift your toes just a touch so that then encourages you to put your weight into your glutes. Take an inhale, ease off. Exhale to squat down. Feel free to take a rest, or you can do this against the wall, so with your buttocks against a wall, and that actually takes a lot of the weight and all of the pressure off your knees pretty much. One more time, squat down on an exhale, and then inhale all the way back up, raise your arms up overhead, stretch through the body, pelvis forward, chest lifted, and then exhale, bring the hands down. Okie doke, so let's do waist rotating pose now. So this one is great for the waistline, the sides of the body and the abs in general, the back as well. So I'd like you to bring your feet hip width apart or just further out with your feet pointing diagonally out to the sides. From there, grow nice and tall in your spine. Bring your hands together at the heart. And then on your next exhale, you're going to take your right hand to your left shoulder, opposite hand to the lower back behind you, and then twist to the left. Inhale, bring your hands to the center at the heart, and then exhale, bring your left hand to your right shoulder, opposite hand to the lower back, twist to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale to twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the right. Draw your belly in as you do. Belly into the spine. Inhale, come back to center. We'll do it one more time on each side. Exhale to twist. Inhale, center. And exhale to twist. Lovely. And then feel free to just allow the arms to become heavy once again. Feel free to maybe even shake it out in the feet and the legs. Always nice to do so, I find. And then from there, we're going to do a forward fold and then come down onto the floor. So I'd like you to take an inhale, raise your arms up overhead, stretch through the body. And then on your next exhale, we're going to start to fold forward. So you can bring your hands to your thighs. And we start to bend at the knees, hinge at the hips. And then from there, we're kind of folding the upper body over the lower body. Now, if you have any blood pressure issues or eye issues or you start to feel dizzy, anything like that, lightheaded, feel free to just look forward like this instead with a nice long spine, bit of a half lift, or fold the whole of your upper body over the lower body. Keep your knees bent nice and generously. Allow the head to hang over, become heavy. We'll stay here just for a few moments, releasing any tension in the back, in the shoulders, the neck. And if you want to, you can start to gradually straighten the legs just a little bit, only if that feels good. If this is your first time, just keep the knees bent nice and generously. And then from there, bring one knee down to the floor, followed by the other. And then we're going to come into cat and cow pose. So this one is great for the spine. And it's good for flexibility and mobility, loads of different things, but also in terms of weight loss, it tones up your whole abdomen and your back, so it's a real good all-rounder. So what I'd like you to do is to bring your wrists beneath your shoulders and your knees beneath your hip points. And from there, we're going to drop the belly down to the mat. As you lift your buttocks up towards the ceiling, lift the chest between the shoulders, gaze is lifted, chin is lifted, and then exhale to round through the spine in the opposite direction. So your tailbone tucks under, your belly draws into your spine, and you allow your upper body to sort of hang down. Your gaze is between your knees. Inhale, drop your belly down. Lift the chest and the buttocks. Feel a stretch in the front of the body. And then exhale to round through the spine. Feel it in the back, into the neck. Inhale, feel that stretch in the front of the body. Nice long torso. And then exhale, round the other way. Feeling a stretch in the back. Drawing your belly button in towards your spine. And then release. Maybe come up off the hands for a moment. Maybe do some gentle wrist massages here. Just moving the hands in the opposite direction to what we've just had them. And then we're going to come on to the knees and the hands again. And this time we're going to do some poses for the glutes specifically. So for the buttocks, we're going to do some what I call tiger pulses. So it's a tiger pose variation. And this one, like I say, is really good for the glutes, but also the backs of the legs and the lower back too. So I would like you to take an inhale, bring your right leg behind you, and then we're going to bend at the knee. And then from there, bring your toes back towards your knees. So you've got a little bit of you're pushing the air upwards here with your foot, the back of the underside of your foot. And from there, we're going to just gently pulse upwards towards the ceiling. So check in with that supporting hip, that you're not collapsing into the hip. Lift up in that left leg as you pulse that right leg behind you. We'll just do a couple here. Okay, and then release. Maybe come off the hands for a moment. Do a little bit of a massage. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So take an inhale, bring the left leg behind you. And then exhale to bend at the knee. And then check in with your toes, bring your toes back towards your knees. And then maybe you use your exhale to pulse upwards. So you should feel that engagement in the backs of the legs as you lift the leg behind you into the glutes and maybe even into the lower back muscles too. Keep your core engaged a little bit and then release. Now bring your knees together, sit back on the heels, and we're going to come into child's pose. Now if this feels too much in the knees, feel free to ease off there. We're going to walk the hands forward. From there, I'd like you to grow tall in your spine, so stretch through the spine, look forward, and then as you exhale, bring your forehead down to the mat. So you should feel a really good stretch through the shoulders and the arms, into the back and the neck, and also the hips too. So I'd like you to take a few moments here, breathing into the back of the body, allowing the breathing to return to normal. And maybe even giving yourself a little bit of a thanks for that practice that you've just done. We're going to do some core work after this. We've done quite a bit there for the glutes and the arms as well. So give yourself a thanks. You should see the results soon, I would think. And of course, the more you do any sort of practice, the more you're going to see the benefits. Take a moment here, take a rest. Connect in with the breathing. And then when you're ready, slowly walk the hands back towards the knees and slowly and gently rise up into a seated position. And then when you get there, swing your legs round to one side. And we are then going to do a seated twist. So seated twists, again, are great for the whole of the torso, for toning up the waistline, but also, of course, for nourishing the spine. So I'd like you to come into a cross-legged position, grow tall in your spine, imagine an upward current of energy lifting you up, and then on your next exhale, take your left hand to your right knee, opposite hand behind you to the floor, twist to the right. Inhale, come back to centre, and then exhale, take it to the other side. Right hand, left knee, opposite hand to the floor, twist into the left. Inhale, come back to centre, and then we'll do a side bend. So bring your arms out to the sides, and then take an inhale, raise one arm up overhead. I'm going with the left, and then walking the right arm out to the side, or come down onto the opposite elbow, and then bending over to one side, and try not to hit your plant if you've got one. I really need to stop doing this. And then exhale, bring the hand back down. We'll do the same the other side. So take an inhale, raise the opposite hand up overhead, walk the other arm out to the side, or come down onto the elbow and stretch through the side body. Reach the arm over. At the same time, plug your hip and your sitting bones down. And then exhale, release back down. Excuse me, a bit of a frog in my throat at the moment. Okay, now from here, let's come on to the back. So we're going to do some core work now. So, you know, you haven't got out of that one, I'm afraid. So what I'd like you to do, maybe you try to slowly come down onto your back here. See if you can engage your core to slowly make your way down into a lying down position. Maybe you sort of flop down to the floor, and if that's the case, then don't worry about it. You know, one day you'll get there if you want to. Now, once you get onto your back, what I'd like you to do is to bring one knee into your chest, followed by the other. Give yourself a little bit of a hug here, and we're coming into wind relieving pose. So the name is pretty self-explanatory. It's great for digestion, it's good for detox. We're basically massaging the digestive organs, which is good for getting everything moving, creating some space, you know, less bloating. And then from there, bring your hands down by your sides, close to the body, palms face down, and we're going to do some toe taps, some core engagement. So I'll show you a couple of different versions here. Go with whatever feels comfortable for you right now. Only do as much as you can. What I'd like you to do is to engage your abs. So what I mean by that is, see if you can engage your upper abs by tucking your lower ribs in. Then engage your middle abs by bringing your belly button in towards your spine. Then engage your lower abs by sort of having a little bit of a pelvic tilt there. Notice how my buttocks kind of lift there when I engage that lower abdomen. So that's your first version. You can just do that, alternating between upper abs, middle abs and lower abs, and then releasing, upper, middle, lower and release. Or you can bring your lower legs about parallel to the ceiling with your knees above your hips. See how that feels in the core. If you find that your lower back starts to arch up off the mat, then bring your knees in a little bit more and just engage that way. If you want more for your core, then what we're going to do is to take an inhale here with the legs parallel to the ceiling, and then exhale to tap your right foot down to the mat. Inhale, reset your legs into the center. Exhale, tap your left toes down. Inhale up, exhale to tap. So you're keeping your core engaged throughout here. And that's really important to make sure that you're not putting pressure on the lower back. So only do as much as is comfortable. If you want even more core engagement, then imagine that you're tapping over a ball towards the end of your mat. Inhale to reset, exhale to tap down. Inhale up, exhale to tap. Inhale, exhale, tap. Do a couple more to the time of your own breathing here, or however many you feel is right for you. And then when you're ready, we'll take a rest. We'll relax for a moment. Bring the feet as wide as the mat. Knees into the middle, arms out to the sides, palms face up. And take a breather. Long exhales allows the muscles to relax. Long inhales allow some cleansing energy in. Take a moment here, just noticing how you feel. Maybe breathing into the belly and then out of the belly. Feeling the belly expand as you breathe in, and then feeling it relax as you breathe out. Okay, let's do some more for the core. So, I'm sorry, I'm terrible with rhyming sometimes, I can't help myself. So, we're going to do yogi cycling now. I'd like you to bring your knees back in towards your chest, hands down by your sides, palms face down. And we're going to start to ride an imaginary bike in the air. So same applies again with the core. Keep your core engaged throughout, upper abs, middle, lower abs, all of it. And we are basically bending the knees and then straightening the legs and alternating between each one. So you know how it goes, you know how to ride a bike, I'm sure. So do as much as is comfortable for you. You might want to do a nice slow and mindful pace so that you can feel every single part of your leg and the hip into the belly, feeling everything engage. We might want to go a little bit faster. Maybe you bring your breathing into it, so maybe it sounds a little bit something like this. So a little bit of a forceful exhale, if that feels good, or just simply breathe naturally. A little bit more, you can do it. Really engage that core now. Last stretch. And then release. Feet as wide as the mat, knees into the middle, arms out to the sides, palms face up. Take a long breath out. And a long breath in. And again. Allow your breathing to return to normal. Okay, and when you feel suitably relaxed, let's do some side crunches. So it's good for the abs, good for the obliques, the side body, the waist. I'd like you to engage your core. Bring your knees in towards your chest and then bring your hands behind your head with your elbows nice and wide. And then from there, keep that core engagement, so engaging the abs as well as the lower abs as well, with a little bit of a tilt there in the pelvis. That's always nice. And what I'd like you to do is take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, you're going to bring your right elbow towards your left knee as you lift up in the chest, and then maybe you extend the opposite leg. You can not extend the leg if you prefer, and then inhale back down, and then we're going to do the same the other side. So left elbow to right knee as you maybe extend the left leg out, or you can leave it in, up to you. Inhale, center, and then exhale to twist. Inhale, center, exhale, engage your core, engage your obliques, your side muscles. Inhale back to center, elbows wide. Exhale, twist. Inhale back to center. Exhale to twist, bring your knee in. Inhale, exhale. Inhale back to center, and then we'll do one on each side. Inhale back to center, and then exhale to twist. Lovely. Okay, so that's the core portion of this practice done for now. So we're now going to do a little bit of a back bend, a nice stretch through the front of the hips and into the abdomen as well. So basically moving in the opposite direction to what we've just done. We've just done basically forward bending movements there a little bit. So bring your hands down by your sides, close to the body, palms face down, feet in front of the hips, about hip width apart. Your knees are also hip width apart as well. We're coming into bridge pose. So take an inhale, lift your hips up towards the ceiling, and at the same time engage through your legs, engage through the glutes. So push up here with your glutes, with your buttocks, as you feel that stretch in the front of the hips. Feel that stretch in your abdomen as well. And then exhale to gently release back down. Bring one knee into your chest, followed by the other. Give yourself a good hug now. And allow the breathing to return to normal. Feel a good old massage in the spine in the opposite direction here. So feel it in the lower back. See if you can feel it in the middle back. Maybe play about with the positioning of your knees so you can feel different massages in different places. Maybe you'd like to even bring your knees to one side, engaging your core. So a little bit of hip movement here as well, as you sort of twist to the side, but really engaging your core as you do. You don't need to go too far. Inhaling maybe to center, exhale to move to one side. Or you can maybe do circular movements here. So again, engaging your core to do this. Drawing circles with the knees, feeling mobilization in the hips, and loads of engagement in the core and the obliques. Maybe inhaling to bring your knees in, exhaling to bring them down. And then let's go in the opposite direction if you're doing the circles. So whatever you do on one side of the body or in one direction, make sure you're doing it on the other side to a sort of balanced degree. Pushing down into the hands, engaging your core, massaging the hips, the belly, the back. And then when you're ready, bring your knees back in. Maybe you'd like to take an inhale, and then on your exhale, peel your nose up towards your knee. Bring your knees in towards your nose, and then inhale. Full body stretch. Stretch your legs out long, arms above your head. Really stretch it through the body on your next inhale. And then on your next exhale, bring your arms down, bend your knees, bring your feet as wide as the mat. And we're going to do some windshield wipers here with the knees. So imagine some windshield wipers going back into on a window. That's what you're doing with your knees. So bring your arms out to the sides, about a 45-degree angle. Don't worry about the angles and the specifics, but nice and wide. With your palms face down, feet as wide as the mat. Take an inhale now, and then as you exhale, bring your knees down to the right. As you maybe turn your head to look to the left. So you should feel a good stretch through the hips here, into the groin as well. Take an inhale, bring your knees back to centre, and then exhale, knees down to the left. Head maybe turns to the right. So you feel it in the outer hip here on the right, inner hip on the left. Inhale, come back to centre, and then exhale, take it to the other side. Maybe turn your head if it feels good in the neck. Inhale back to centre, and then exhale over to the other side. Inhale, come back to centre, and then let's come into Shavasana. So coming into corpse pose. So the name is pretty much self-explanatory. You're bringing in some stillness, a little bit like a corpse or just a person resting. So bring your legs out long, as wide as the mat. Let your feet flop out to the sides. Bring your arms nice and wide, palms face up to the ceiling so that you have an external rotation in the shoulders, more open chest, more oxygen into the lungs. And then let's bring some belly breathing awareness. So inhaling, imagining you're breathing into the belly, allowing it to expand as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, allowing it to relax. Maybe you place your hands on your belly so that you can feel that happening. Close your eyes if you haven't already. And let's start to relax, noticing how the breathing feels as the air enters your nostrils, travels down the throat, into the bottom of your lungs, allowing the belly to expand. And as you breathe out, noticing how everything simply relaxes. Inhale, feeling a stretch across the body. And exhaling to feel relaxation, gravity taking hold. Breathing into the belly and out of the belly. When you're ready, bring some energy and focus back into the external environment and then push up to a seated position. Thank you very much for practicing with me today. Take care. See you in the next one.